Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to this Solstice Light Language event. I'm just going to adjust this camera a bit and raise me up a little because I'm feeling a bit short. There we go, that's a bit better. Solstice, here we are, June 21st, the day in which the sun is shining in the Northern Hemisphere for the longest time. And some people say, oh, from here it's all downhill. You know, from here we head towards winter, the days get shorter. But I find that a very pessimistic attitude. You know, it is, it's a day to embrace. It's a day of magic, of energy, of beauty. It's a time when the veils between worlds are really thin. And we are able to feel almost where we're going. We're able to feel our future and embrace it because it feels so close. You know, sometimes our future feels so far away, especially when we, you know, hear the news or so. We always think, oh, there's such a long way to go. But that's just our human side. When we actually sit in this energy, we can feel it's just there. It's just the other side of this veil. It's just there. Reach your hand out through the little curtain and it's right there. Oh, good morning to you, Bertha. Thank you so much for being here, and a very happy solstice to you too. But yeah, it's you know, nothing is that far away. It's only in our imagination, it's in our mind that we think there's this kind of goal that we have to get to somewhere. You know, that, oh my God, it's only when we're on the other side of this fence, only when we've taken this step, done this, then things will be better. As if I was having a chat this morning about sort of hierarchy and, you know, the dimensions, and we always feel that I have to reach the 5th dimension, I have to be in the 7th dimension. But all that does is take away from the beauty of where we are now and the beauty of who we are now. If we're constantly searching for something else, searching to be somewhere else, we don't actually stop and realise what it is that we've got now. And what we have now is extraordinary. And who we are now is extraordinary. And to think there's so much more that we can become, but not in a race, not in I have to be bigger, higher, more important than somebody else. Just that I am on my journey. And I am enjoying becoming more and more of who I am. I am enjoying becoming more light-filled. I am celebrating every cell of my being waking up and discovering its own potential. We have so long been told that disease is our natural state, that, you know, being small is who we are. And actually, when you start looking at the light, and when you start letting that light into every cell of your being, then you start generating this feeling that says, why would I ever need to get sick? Because if the light is me, and I allow light into everything, and the light can always guide me and always show me the way, why would sickness come in? You know, we have so much opportunity, so much space to grow, to become more. It's incredible. But the one thing that really rose as I was writing down, and I have so many notes here, it's ridiculous. It's only because I'll forget otherwise. But one of the things that really came up was, it's time to stop hating ourselves. It's time to start celebrating who we are. It's time to start congratulating us on reaching this point, on becoming who we are, not looking back and saying, oh, but I could have done more, I should have been more. That's way too easy for us to do, you know, to constantly criticize, to keep these negative messages going. And that's not celebrating who we are. I mean, let's face it. Oh, thank you, both of you. Let's face it, would we go to a birthday party and turn up and say, oh, I bought you a present, but you know, you don't really deserve it because I think you're an absolute shit, but I've come to your party anyway. You know, we wouldn't do that to somebody else. And yet to ourselves, we seem to think it's absolutely fine. We'll turn around and go, oh, I can criticise myself. Oh, it's only my birthday. Oh, it's only, you know, an endless stream of negative consciousness. And guess what it creates? Guess what it makes in life? Guess who we become? Certainly not this beautiful light-filled being that we really are. So today is about celebrating who we are. Today is about acknowledging our light, about standing up and singing our truth. I'm not going to sing, don't worry. I won't offend you that much. And, you know, it is about just letting our light out, going out and dancing and just having some fun. In that way, we can enlighten the world and we can enlighten ourselves. So, you know what I'm going to start with? There's so much energy piling in. It's ridiculous. I'm going to start with cards because I like doing that. And I've picked The Secret Language of Light. I love this pack. When I first saw it, I didn't. I was like, oh, I really want that. But now I love it. So I'm going to look at the 4 cards that I've chosen. I did actually prepare. I don't turn up here completely unprepared. And I have notes for this as well. Look at that. So this first card is about who are we? Okay, and this one is called meditation. And it's a really good question, who are we? We think we know who we are. We assume that we know who we are because we've been told, our parents told us who we are and our school told us who we are. Then so did society and our friends and our co-workers. Everybody has told us who we are. Is that you? I mean, I'm asking that question. Is that really you? Because I think if that were me, I would be a completely different person to the one I am now. If I had actually been moulded by everybody else, as I was at one point, if I had been moulded by all of them, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be as bright, as happy as I was. I wouldn't be any of these things. I'd be someone completely different. And this card in meditation asks us to come back to ourselves, to cast aside, to put aside all of the stuff that other people have given us, all the stuff that we are currently carrying that says, oh, that's who I am. Hang on, I got that message that came in really quickly. I have to decipher it. Oh, it's gone, damn it. It'll come back. But we are, you know, who we are. Oh, that was it. Thank you. Who we are is not based in relationship to somebody else. If all we are is a sidecar, a side person to somebody else, then all that happens is we are never actually ourselves. We are just thinking, well, I can only be a person when I'm in a relationship. What happens when you're on your own? What happens if there is no relationship? Who are you? Okay, let me just read this. Really resonates now because I'm not that person anymore. My person. Yeah. And you know what? Who cares who we are? Happy summer solstice to you too, Joyce. Who cares who we are? It doesn't matter. There's nobody out there. Sorry, I throw my crystals around. There's nobody out there who actually has any right to judge us. And actually their judging doesn't really have an effect once we know who we are. And who are we? We are whoever we are in that moment. So who I am right now is not going to be the person that I am in 5 minutes. And that's it. We are just my person. This is me. And we don't have to judge it. We don't have to apologise for it. We don't have to forgive for it. We don't have to do anything. We can just be ourselves, unashamedly, unabashedly, me. End of. So this is the meditation card. It's saying, go back inside yourself, find the parts of yourself that you really resonate with, that you really love, and find the bits that are your truth, and find the bits that aren't your truth that someone else has given you, and then make a choice. Which one you're going to follow? Hopefully, you're going to follow the bit that says that's me, because what happens is that you will like the person that you follow. So if you end up following one path and you think, you know what, if I become that person, I won't actually like them, that's the wrong route. But when you start taking the path that feels good, that feels full of light and joyful, well, that's who you are. because that's the only person that we were ever destined to be. That's the only person that we were ever meant to be, was the one that is full of light and full of joy and just following our heart and following our dreams. Nothing else matters. And you've been taught, we've all been taught, that everything else is important. Everything is important apart from what I want. Well, it's a load of bollocks. Okay? It really is. The only thing that actually really matters in life is your own happiness, because then you change the world. So find that person and follow them. There you go, you have the waggy finger. Now, the second card is wellness. There it is. Looks surprisingly similar. And this is about what occurred in the past. Okay? And what happened in the past is that we disconnected from ourselves. We disconnected from our truth. We disconnected from our own physical body. I mean, look what happened in the last 3 years. How many posts have I read where somebody says to someone else, so do you believe in body autonomy? For instance, do you believe that you have a right to have an abortion? Oh yes, I completely believe in body autonomy. So, do you think the vaccine should be mandated? Oh yes, I do. Now, not getting into politics about vaccines or anything, but isn't it interesting that people on one side totally believed in body autonomy and in trusting their own body, and yet when it came to something that was very in the news, people went, oh no, now I don't trust my body. Now I don't believe in body autonomy. We gave up so much of our belief that our body is ours. We just handed it over to somebody else. So what it's asking us to do is to come back into ourselves and trust the body. Really trust it. If we, we go out and we place trust in the universe. We say, okay, universe, I trust you. You've got me. You're going to take care of me. Well, what is this? This is a physical representation of the universe. This is a physical representation of the light, the divine light of the cosmos. So once we trust it out there, we don't trust it in here? No. If we trust it, we trust it. So come back to that, to trusting and loving your physical self. Okay, so that's where we were, but it's not where we're going. Then card number 3 is this one, visualize. Okay, this is about our expectations. So, what expectations have we got? Yeah, so lots and lots of people have expectations. And lots of people have very negative expectations. They think the world is going to end. They believe there's going to be, World War III. They expect that next week is going to be terrible for them. You see, this is constantly being replayed. Yes, they are beautiful cards. I absolutely adore them now. So these are the expectations, and they can be little expectations like, oh, I bet that tonight's going to be really challenging, or they can be massive expectations to say, oh my God, the world is in trouble and I expect a drought, whatever it is. But everything is led by our expectations, because our expectations create energy. So what if we all turned around and we went, I expect the world to step into love and light. I expect people to be kind to each other. You can just feel it. The second you think that kind of thought, the energy changes. The resonation within us shifts. The heart opens, because our expectations have gone from down here to right up here. And that resonation is totally different. So imagine if we all did it. Imagine 8 billion people all having an expectation of higher energy, of love, of joy. It'd be incredible. Sadly, we don't have 8 billion people doing that at the moment, but we can start. And we must never assume that because it's just me, it's not going to make any difference. It is. I mean, look at one beaver. One beaver can literally stop a river. Just one, that's all it takes. So, yeah, expect the best. But be kind with yourself. Don't expect the best and then go, oh, I fucked up. Expect the best, expect light, and then just be in it. Whatever it is, whatever it wants to be, allow it to be that. And then the last card, okay, which is the action to take. The expansion. Look at that. Isn't that great? And interestingly enough, I was having a chat this morning all about numbers, and I was saying 44 is constantly around me, and there it is, expansion card number 44. Yeah, expect it. Exactly. That's what we've got to do. We can dream it, we can invite it in, we can create it. By the expectation we are actually creating. We are the most incredible creative force. So that's what we have to do. Anyway, expansion. Come on, what's expansion about? It's about believing in our unlimited nature. Taking the walls down. Again, just this morning, we had a great chat this morning. We were talking about how we were seeing all the walls of our prisons coming down, that everything just crumbled away, that there was nothing actually solid. Nothing solid. All the walls are in our own mind. This is where the expectations are. I expect there to be a wall to my expansion. I expect there to be a barrier to me going forward. But that's just in our mind. So let's get rid of that. Let's just expand. And you know, there's some weird experiments they do, kind of like when you, I don't know, have a balloon inside a box, and they go, you know, how strong is this box? But actually, if you keep expanding this balloon, the walls just go, poof, they fall apart. And this is us. If you believe that there are barriers, just expand your light. And if there were any form of barrier, mental or otherwise, your light will simply step past it. It will crumble. In the face of light, everything crumbles because there's nothing as strong. Nothing at all. So just keep expanding. Believe in your unlimited nature. And as part of this card also mentions the Merkaba. So what did I do? I got my little Merkaba out. The Merkaba is the soul vehicle. It is the bit that allows us to cross dimensions, to travel wherever we want. It's our light body. This is all it is. It is the light body. And the more light we put into ourselves, the more we activate this incredible vehicle that can allow us to go anywhere in our mind, in our energy, in our soul. We are free then to travel, to be unlimited. Let me just read this. We're trained to think there's a struggle to get past the obstacles. It's not the case. Yeah, exactly. Because if you are busy looking at how to get past the obstacles, you don't actually get anywhere because all your mind is focused on the obstacles. And I was told this morning, where is it? It's on one of my notes. It was talking about opposites and saying that we see one situation, but for every single situation there is a direct opposite. Now, we spend so much of our time focused on the negative. What if we just think, well, if there's a negative there must be a positive, so I'm going to go and step into the positive. And literally just take a step. Just change your mind and just go, I'm going to look at a different view. You know, if you're sitting there staring at a dirty wall and you're thinking, God, this is really horrible, well, turn around, because you might suddenly find there's a gorgeous view or there's a delightful painting to look at. There is always an opposite. There is always another way to go. And rather than trying to push down the path of struggle, of difficulty, which is what we're trained to do, you must push forward. There is worthiness in facing your challenges and scaling Everest of your emotions and doing all of this. And we think, yeah, I did it. But actually, if you turn around, there was a path, really easy one. Turn around, look for something else, expand your awareness, your consciousness into the light. And then you will just find a way out. Because there's always a way out. Don't let people tell you that the door is locked. There's always a path out. Now, I'm going to come back to these notes that I wrote a little while ago while we're sitting here talking about fighting. And they said to me, still we fight, But the fight is against our true nature. And it is. This is the only person we're fighting, us. This solstice is a time to reveal to ourselves who we are, to reveal our light to ourselves. We need to switch it on, and if it's on, all we need to do is reveal it. That's it. There's nothing else that we need to do. And I had this amazing image of all these beautiful new lights just suddenly standing up, declaring themselves. This is who I am. I am light. And this whole idea of division, it's done. The fight inside of us, it mirrors the the division outside of us. So when we stop fighting ourselves, we stop fighting when we step out. We stop fighting others. It's only when we struggle within ourselves that we see struggle in everywhere else, and we put that struggle into all of our meetings. Don't be too scared to step out from the crowd. We can do it. We can just step out. We can because we know we can. Because this is why we came here. We didn't come here to be cloaked. We didn't come here to hide in the shadows. We came in order to stand up, and people are ready. And we're ready. And don't ever think that you've got to wait for some kind of light to show you the way. You are the light. And the light does not need a light to light its way. You are the light. You can step forward and step out. You've got the strength. Let's just do it. So, where's that last bit? When we find home, which is what this is about, it is about congratulating ourselves and celebrating our light. When we find it, then the turbulence doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter what's happening out there. When we have come home to ourselves, when we recognize our light, then nothing else can touch it. Nobody can take that from you. And as I was writing that, I was shown a brilliant image. It was of the 3 little pigs. Remember the nursery rhyme? Because the first house wasn't built of light. It was built of fear. And so it was blown down. And the second house, it was built of some light, but mostly a lot of fear again. But then they built the third house. And the third house was built of nothing but love. And despite the fact that there was this monster outside, huffing and puffing, trying to blow this house down, they couldn't. They just couldn't. And this is the message I got. This is us when we build the house of love. Nothing gets in. Nothing takes that away from you. So you're safe. And this house, the little Merkaba, this house is built of light, and it's movable, and it will go with you wherever you travel. So you are never, ever in danger. And you can shine as bright as you like. Nobody will touch you. So go do it. Be it. And then the last lovely bit that I read a few days ago was, we came home to make this planet ours. To make it light. To end the fighting. And to flood the world with light. The rest will just happen as it should. That bit was so important to me. We came home to make this planet ours. To reclaim it for the light. To bring Lemuria back here. To bring peace once again to this planet. The planet knows what she's doing. Gaia is fine, she knows. But we came home to bring light to all the people. Yeah, I'm glad you agree, Bertha, because that's our job. And we don't have to worry about the rest. You know, we don't have to worry about how do we rebuild the political systems, how do we run the NHS. It doesn't matter. That's someone else's job. Our single job is to bring the light in, to reclaim this planet for the light, so that she can shine and she can rise. And I had a lovely message this morning. It was about, oh, look at little humanity. Look how they're growing. Look how they're growing into their light and growing into the sun and looking towards the sun. And what it means is that, you know, we might be like the cute little puppy. Oh, isn't it cute? And it's going to grow up. And that was us. You know, we were playing around and occasionally we'd find a moment of light and we'd go, oh, this is so nice. We don't do that anymore. We're now bloody strong. We're not that cute little puppy anymore. We are now a fully grown, magnificent dog. And this is what we're becoming, all of us. We are finally growing into our skins. We're finally filling up every aspect of ourselves, all that space that we've had. We don't want to fill it with muck anymore, we're filling it with light. And all our faces, as they said, are turning to the sun. And we're looking up at that sun and we're calling it in. Because for so long we have hidden in the shadows of the moon. And these two are now drawing closer. And they said to me that this is the masculine and the feminine. We have worked with the feminine for so long now. And it's wonderful. It is truly rising. But we mustn't neglect the masculine. I remember someone said to me ages ago, they said when the divine feminine rises, it's all going to tip one-sided a little bit much. But don't worry, it will come back into balance. And it did. It all went a little bit too far one side. And now they're asking us to bring the divine masculine back in as well, so that we have both sides balanced within us. And, you know, at some points people have talked about and said, oh, just the feminine is good. The masculine is terrible. We only want the feminine. But we are a mixture of both. The world is a mixture of both. Life is created out of both divine energies. We need both. And every single person encompasses both. We cannot simply exist from one element. We are everything. So we want to be proud of our divine masculine as well. As proud as we are of the divine feminine, we need this balance within us. We don't want to tip one-sided. Then we will end up renouncing a part of us that we truly need. We will end up renouncing a part of our light. We can't just cut out the sun and live by moonlight. As beautiful as it is, we need the sun as well. We need the masculine and the feminine. And we must be proud of it. We must be proud of both. I know sometimes people have had difficult relationships with their fathers. And they say, oh, I don't want to be like him. But we need them. We need that energy as well. We need to heal our relationships with our mothers and our fathers, so that that is then healed within us, to create this beautiful balance across the world. We can't just deny one part of ourselves. And remember, we chose our parents. We chose that particular masculine figure and that particular feminine figure. Whether they were male or female, it doesn't matter. They each have a masculine energy and a feminine. And we brought them in order to help us to thrive and to grow into who we are. So we need to love our past, to love ourselves, to embrace our light, to embrace the sun and the moon, to be complete and in balance in who we are and in all things that we do. So celebrate. Celebrate your divine feminine and divine masculine. Don't hide. No more hiding. Stand tall in your light. So I think that's it for me talking in English. I'm going to see what comes through. You can feel it, can't you? You can feel that energy rising. I don't know who's going to come. Doesn't matter. Light is light. I want you to relax back now. Close your eyes. Allow your mind to drift. Drift to a place where you're at peace. Drift to a place of beauty, of calm. Let that feeling flow through your body. Breathe gently. Know that you are enough. There's nothing you need to do. Horas masientium para. Tinjigora maswashara nasora jikuama. Kindana kamashetia. Anishidas mora. Tipibara kamashetam. Andias. Kwarabagaya. Sinjatara majamura kuatesi. And you put those shinskisha. But the baby tipit person to put a jora. Is the rich buturum scabarai tishkara. And yes, dur masara, Berishgansiatica, but I can look at the cheeky cook, Michelle. Chinjata shift the bigot for she's gonna kill white or nora, that it's it capercaramarian, and a bit of Nicormisco. And you see, Jona, Judabaja. I repeated to Morocco, you could go, but that's a scheme, she got to Marakarishki. Then be did to look at Usua water. Cinta Parisici terba Santa Casa, Kieto Morada, Giuda Mare Dashimlo, Cura Toto Pajana Cassivite, Primadora Nevaita Bashimaka, Metessi. Punna ora dare bischi, cuca, armatashni bara, Shintozumodo, Pio numero per Barsici, tutto corbata para mis barashin de Casai. Natinsko ora maja. Per potete scusi, ma sa partite para me brani e si chiaro con marcalo, data sia. Mara itjinika, and you dorma jara, per cercare da person che se o dati smisi per mala. And the scuse question to Kishveta Pijada, the Peshimora per the Tishmara, got the tuition Casabariata, but it did parish goma. And you do this special, but the paramishara, but the Modasia, in Ketapa. On the other side, do, but up a Yamarabara, Tapasi, Kimoranda Tazia, but Chichkush Cobra, Marura Metasipi, Patar, Timara, Jito Sura, Rabija, Marakiukam, Manada Ziti Parabamba, Shuru, Tora Darnasi, Chindra Basis, Kitmanora Darbarina Navasi, paid the no Larabati, Pinad Marabanatis, Kukaraj, Torunja. Ama shizi tarba, njuta jiji barem tapashibura tasi, kianorara tatasi pietamazi, anjaba ayadorosha so signora, jijaye de sunzuskora, tinjabarada shinka, marana barabasiki unkara tatasi jabara, anjama orandasi, murparadikidora tasi. Miniati piti para parenti ora, anandeti tipte parantoshi, cornska, engiata, battaglia, meglio parabashi, uro date sipi, and yet the singa yata mazia, maratinskoja, shundacarosa. Mia sunja, taia, marabashi to shunkosia, shuntukotosha, simbatete pashika, yaporushitia. Mea no tuzara, tia mia netasika, tinja motia. Men bara tema sikora, sindarbatsi tipcho para ta shinka, mindio to mara shwechio, kugara, sinjatara sisha, men bara ta patsikora kanjige. Nima suna e baranda. Tinjanda besibara. Kundashiga. Sinchi do dushika. Ajin ma ju buaranda saya. Minada nyejo. Marabata nyuska. Min barani kujuka. Sinjata barata chishka maya. Min barabanda dushka. Mejita wiyata basi. Mientio tora pashikua. Anyata rezita. Jitara basi. Mungaran dondogasi. Minjam moran de karashuki. Minjam marabadashiki masa. Minjam mora tashiki. Shintunda badi to Margari, but the Kishkorare. And she dora. Muja ayetasiba. Yamadoraba arjiska. Yamarodo. Yunja. Marabadari cure tassi. But the baranda tassinja. Capaton but the way. Perbarishki shukurasa. Numara esa. Mitamara tapatina. Mitamara patata chischi. Minja patata kutukara. Injun the parasha parasake partition casabia. Marapatishun casabia. Nuara runa. Shemare tessi. Micaramasa caraorashi. Mitiwara ma yetakasi. Mienjiona carishikisi. Mienjamara. Awara dasngaya. Muhranda saya. Remind us we are galactic beings. We are the light. We are the cosmos. We are. This is our truth. And they're trying to help us to understand that, to feel it, to really get it inside of us, to know that this is the truth of who we are. Feel why you more that was more than see. Make I'm acute, the precara, you and my dasinya. Marabara city, Kundakara, each better, Machima. Anora artesisa, Mara Tatarashikisika Paradomercajo, a Giazio, John Batari, Caprata Macrate to Crovaya, and Giazia, Marapatara Madazzi, or Atisi Mukora. Nedara matasi korebatakia otara matia paradamreshi kuja. Shindora shanjasi yatabaranetsi. Chidun masha borata sukara eti marabarena ma isma. Maritusku zuzkurada. Gibaratata chiskutumara si shundam mashai. Madinjata parasa mati keoko. Kedodokara yatukurakata takeora patadorakarakaya marakorbashik marada. Tidorojumswa. Medara batisikia. Parandesi sumawa, midama ayenzo casa, manjama dia boracamarara, dora hasi, merabarandi kishoka, centorapa, ayatabatsik para camaraga, odara, yijo, obanya maravasi, pataka etiatata sama, metara, oramatas aki monka, imarara baratasi, shungaraza, tarasimsi kiara, metarobara yema. Mara onto atipiata brava tate presi muhuara tararishi kishokara sandarabzia. They're trying to reawaken the memory within us of who we are and what our light is. And they say that one of the easiest ways that we were told to deny our light was by calling us mad. And by calling us mad, they shut down our light because nobody wants to be seen as mad. So this was a very, very controlling method. And your harmasi para durbrajita, cabarata cuco, mitu mucheta, mitabarabata, Pitabata, or danjo patasi, picabara, and your mahona, kaimaraja. Todoma suhura bazi, Kurumatarago hora batarakish, Veramura horbatisibia, and not out abasi pite parapatapashuko, eco ormha, wahai imata parasipike, or a bahayimara, it or a patesica, hima, Maramalada pisco, a bicam aituchikura. Mera aida barsicum, uta samara tapasi, che no rumhosa, che marato un ba abarto cosa, bruto eme, owa, a metaperpeticura, patosa, a cute hyper, I come cook, a see me, Marabadanisco, utahima, with musk, paradata major urudotosca. And I see Pudara Patasiku Rapatato or Rabatakis, Kama Arora Patasi, Jubon Mota, Metomaro to Osa, Para Osa, Parabadam Echo, my Orunda Tassiboco, Meta Mbsweta Pasipoco, Marapatetsuskura, Betipsia, Pierre Ata Parari Puritska, Met Hinju Dudap, Sia, Mahar Pataski Woodsia. Ena, Merabatisku, Osha. Tisco Abara, Tibara Usk, Eda Parati, Hamaha de Isusha, Mrepasicha, Hamahin Kurbara, Turmsa, Paradapasi, Morsenia Hesia, Cabarata, Nimuratas, Ikurbska, Joramatasi. And then a final message to awaken our DNA, to awaken the wisdom held within our DNA that remembers everything. That as we awaken, we remember the knowledge of who we are, and we know that we are no longer, and that we never have been actually, this limited being. It's never us. But all the time trying to close down our magic, to shut us away, to hold us back, so that others could claim the space, the energy for themselves. But it is for everyone. It is for all life, for all beings. No one owns this. And it is ours, for all. And in time, we will all remember. Just feel that tingling. Feel the light expansion. Now they say to me, if you want to go and you want to use the solstice to create a ritual or so, use it. Do it now. Take this energy and place it into the ritual to create your expansion of light, to create yet more light for yourself, for the world, to see where you wish to go, to create the dreams and the expectations that you have. Don't waste this energy, they say. Don't waste it, use it. Go and build. You're very welcome. So on that note, I shall leave you, because we have a job to do. Go and use that ritual. Focus the energy. And I thank you so much for being here with me. And exciting things are coming. Feel them now. They're not right out there. They're within us already. I send you so many light blessings. And I send you solstice energy. And I send you love from... I don't know who. They didn't tell me. But I send you their love. And know that this world is now rising. It's our turn to build our world. Love to you all. Bye bye.